right, everybody, welcome back to This Is Something to Do. And we're doing something. We promise.
That's debatable.
We are here and we are doing something. I'm sure that most of you are. I'm very sure that none of you know who I am, and I wanted to talk about Will and I's relationship and how this came to be quickly. Will's hosted his own shows and co-hosted many for NBC and Quibi and all different organizations, and has done a wonderful job doing those things.
Oh, thank you.
You really have. And how he and I met was at the beginning of his career. We worked together behind the fence, which means, or below the line. I was a director of photography, cameraman, and he was a producer. And so
sometimes we were quite literally behind fences,
and we spent a lot of time.
Or bicycle grates.
Exactly right. And so we've braved wildfires, many red carpets, junkets, internet interviews, marketing promotions, Christmas shows, sketches. You can stop me at any time.
We've swam in the Playboy grotto together.
No, that's true. Oh, I forgot about that.
We fed the monkeys at the zoo at the Playboy Mansion. I think those were on two separate occasions.
They were on two separate occasions, and we weren't working. We had been invited, and it's funny because during one of them, my wife saw me on television, and she was watching because it was like a pre-show for the ESPN thing.
Oh, yeah.
You and I are just partying.
Yes.
Like, you're on television. Like, oh, so anyway, all that to say is we've got a
history.
long history together.
We have history.
And then that's how we became friends. As we were starting this, and we've like I said before, we've kind of gone through it before, but Will's very much well versed than I am in these kinds of things. I have done some things that require me to be in front of people, but I was told to be present and relatable.
Just be relatable. Just be relatable. It's one of those things that's easier said than done.
So relatable would be, hey,
glasses off.
We're in a pandemic.
Yes, we are in a pandemic.
And then present would be, what's going on with you?
Which one do you want to go with? You want to go with relatable or present?
I don't know which one worked.
They were both about the same. Has it been weird for you to go back and watch yourself do this? Go through the process of like trying to figure out what this is?
No, not at all. Because I think you and I's rapport it's very we've got chemistry just because we're friends and we have an ability to discuss things with each other, and you also have an ability if there's a stumbling point to kind of pick up the pace. And so the first one that we did, my favorite part is that you let there be a pause for my joke.
I figured it was coming. It has to. Otherwise, I don't remember exactly the moment they were talking about, but otherwise it's like, this is not a great story unless there's a punchline to it.
There usually is. If there isn't, that's just funny.
There's gotta be one. There can't be a whatever. I was gonna say a dangling participle, even though I know I'm not. That's not it.
Yeah,
a hanging Chad or whatever,
Yeah.
So scrotum blowing in the breeze. Good. Things are going great. Which is just an absolute lie.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
It's yeah. So what's going on this week is I have a 2-year-old daughter. My 2-year-old, she's 2.5, has fully entered into the terrible twos later than probably most kids, or maybe than a lot of kids, but she's been really defiant. So this week I've just been like getting an earful of laying down on the floor, screaming tantrums about nothing, about like not wanting to go to the bathroom, which is where we're at. And there's nothing that can be done about that. It's like, well, all right, well, this is what it is. The other thing that we were, since my wife is pregnant and very pregnant, I'm doing most of the stuff, the physical labor. She's doing all the big picture stuff. I'm doing all the nuts and bolts stuff, which involves bathing her and or showering with my daughter at night. And we had been showering in this little, like what we would call her bathroom, our guest bathroom, because it had a tub. And I was so small that like anytime I would close my eyes to like wash my face, I was afraid that any movement in my body was going to like hip check her out of the shower. So we convinced her to go into our shower, which is a larger stand-up shower. And so similar situation, I have my eyes closed, I'm washing my face, and I feel her wrap her arms around my legs and my body as if she were like Alex Honnold climbing El Cap without rope. She's like death gripping me, trying to like climb around me. And she grabs my balls and my ball hair as if it were a rock climbing grip, and just like uses that for stability as she pulls herself around my body. And I don't want to weird her out about this. It was another thing. Another time I was like washing my face.
Well, because they don't know. There's
exactly.
There's at some point you teach them about the way we did it here it's your business. Don't let anybody touch your business. That
right.
kind of stuff.
Yes.
But you also don't want to sexualize anything until way later in life. Like it's just a thing.
And I don't want to freak her out.
Grabs your ball, and you're the only one with balls in the house. So
yes, and it's not out of curiosity. It's not like, well, what's going on here? It's just like, this is the thing I can grab.
Going down.
This is for balance. And there's another weird thing that she's been doing is, when you're in the shower, there's just like a lot of water that runs off of your dick and balls. And she has these little plastic cups that she'll just like, I was in the shower, I was washing my face, washing my my eyes were closed again. And I just felt the gentle like cup coming up to meet me. And I was like, what's going on? And she's just filling it up and dumping it out, and filling it up and dumping it out with the water running off of my penis. And I'm just like, okay, be cool.
So this is us being present.
Don't scar her. Don't freak her out. Don't scare her. Just let it happen.
Right. Yeah.
That's what's going on. That's what's going on here.
Yeah. It's a tightrope.
And then later on, I'm sure we'll have the conversation about like, it's a very sensitive area, but or whatever. But at 2.5, she's just not going to comprehend any of that. So I just have to take it on the balls, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah. They did. Yeah. You don't want to introduce anything too soon. And it's really pretty organic. I mean, you understand, like, so my 9-year-old, when she goes to the bathroom, she knows, like, just she locks the door and all that kind of stuff, just so nobody walks in.
Yeah.
And my 5-year-old, she's like, I'm going to the bathroom. And so my thing is always, okay, have a wonderful time.
Yeah.
And that's just, I say every time. Every single time. It's okay,
great.
have a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you love announcing it, so I'll say enjoy it.
I understand, because when you're potty training, which we're doing now, it's like you got to make a big deal about it. And we're not doing the like 3 days no pants pooping and peeing all over the house. We're doing it like a slower, since we're home all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, every hour, 15 minutes, you come into the bathroom with me. And if you got to go, great. And if not, don't worry about it. But one of the things that we read was like, you got to make a big deal about it when they do it successfully. So there's high fives, there's fist bumps. It's like, there's cheering and applause whenever she pees. So I can only imagine how you'd go from that to, a few years down the road, which is like, I'm going to the bathroom,
like,
get the confetti ready. And you're like, you're too old for this now.
Exactly.
We're doing it with your little brother, not with you.
Yeah.
We don't care about you going to the bathroom now. You should be going to the bathroom. I nearly wrecked her day today because one thing that she started doing is eating like an animal, like taking the plate and holding it up to her face and eating. And today she was eating oatmeal without a spoon, just holding the bowl up to her face and eating it like that. And I was like, use a spoon. Don't eat like an animal. And she was just like, I just want to eat. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's our 5-year-old. I keep forgetting how young they are.
Yeah,
because
that's what it is.
Because they're just people in the house. And so we're around each other. I mean, it's 3 days from being a year of us being just with each other. And so forget how little they are until you see them with other 5-year-olds. And then you see, oh my gosh, these are really little kids, because there's so much part of your ether, and all the things that they say and do have such an effect on you, that once they're out, like, so my kids are now back in school. So once they're gone and they come back, then you have that distance to see them walk in. You're like, you're a munchkin.
You're not just a loud roommate that's much smaller than me.
Because I get mad at them, and then I'll realize, I have to apologize. I'm like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gotten that upset about something. But every time you do touch something, it falls over and spills. So if we could work on that aspect of something, that'd be huge for me, because everything I hand to you falls over and spills.
It's like you're dumping it out on purpose.
Yeah, like I said in the last one I showed you, we have fire ants in the living room.
Yeah,
I said, don't touch it, because if you touch it, it's going to fall over and spill. And then we have fire ants
in the house.
In the house, and they bite. They're big.
You're like, I'm sorry that I yelled at you, but you kind of brought it on yourself. just so we're clear, you did this.
Because we're in this microcosm of what we think is normalcy, and it after a year of being in a situation that's not normal, you start to talk to them like they're adults. Like, hey, what are you doing? Get out of there. Hey, go cook your own eggs. You get your own stuff. What are we doing? Hey, clean up. You guys are a mess. They're like, we're 5 and 9.
We're supposed to be a mess. That's part of the deal.
You know who's teaching you stuff? You're supposed to be teaching me.
I know I don't remember what the context was, but the other day I was at dinner and I was like, I don't fucking believe it. And she was like, fucking believe it. I was like, I'm not going to fucking believe it. You fucking believe it. It was like, wait a minute. What am I doing? You're 2.
Yeah, that's a big day when you drop the F-bomb around the kids.
Oh, the first time, she was much younger. It was much earlier in the pandemic. And I was like emptying the trash, and the top half of it fell out of and the bottom half, and trash went everywhere. It was like the bathroom trash or something. Yeah. And I went, oh, fuck. And she just walked in and goes, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
You're like, listen, there's 2 different ways of speaking.
At least you're using it right.
And the kids' way.
Yeah. She doesn't understand. She's just like, because at that time she was even younger. I don't even think she was 2 yet. She was like, I'll have to go back and find the video. And
she's trying to relate to her dad.
She's like, I saw you do it. And the other thing, I have a
I
video
want
of
you
this
to be
that
my friend.
I was going to post on Instagram. I posted one of her taking her 2 metal cups and shaking it like it was a cocktail shaker and saying she was making a margarita. I have another one where she's got her little like stuffed animal Clifford, the red dog, and it's on the coffee table. And my wife, I was cleaning up after dinner. She was like, "You got to come look at this." I was like, "What's she doing?" She's like, "She's talking to Clifford about getting beers." And I saw and there's a liquor store down the street from me that sells, you can buy a 6-pack of any type of beer in a particular section. They call it mix and match beers. So I was like, so one day I went over there, my wife was like, "What did you get?" I was like, "I got some mix and match beers." And my daughter loves the idea of mix and match. She has mix and match animals that have little magnetic legs and heads, and you can, mix and match them. And so the idea of mix and match beers has like stuck with her. So she goes to Clifford and she's like, "Yeah, and then we're going to get some mix and match beers and then we're going to hang out." And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm talking about getting some drinks with Clifford." I was like, "What kind of drinks?" She looks over her shoulder. She's like, "Beers." Sits down in her little chair, puts Clifford, goes like this and goes, "These are yummy drinks."
Not to mention that she's got a very normal friend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so I was like, these 2 moments, if I were to like put them back to back, would lead somebody to believe that I've been drinking a lot. When in fact, I haven't been. But for some reason, those are the things that have stuck in her head.
Well, because she wants to relate to dad. So relating to dad is saying fuck and learning how to drink beers.
And drinking. That's pretty much me.
And
That's
then she goes and she tells her skeleton friend who you.
Oh yeah, the skeleton friend. Oh yeah. Steve. She sees anytime skeleton Steve. Anytime she sees a skull on anything, she's like, "That's Steve." Like there's a van in LA, like a moving company called Rock and Roll Movers, and one of their logo is a skull and crossbones. And one day, somebody in our neighborhood was using Rock and Roll Movers, and she was like, "Steve's truck." I was like, she's like, "I want to go look at Steve's truck." I was like, "All right, let's go."
Oh, so you're feeding into it. This is going to be a thing.
Any pirate ship, anything. I mean, she's a pirate ship in a book right there. She's like, "This is Steve's boat."
She'll look at my mustache and whatever's going on in my face. She'll be like, "Hey, looks the pirate."
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Listen, the only reason this exists is because my children and wife won't allow me to take it off. Because it's I don't know what to do with this thing.
It's because they think you're Peter's evil twin, Nick.
Yeah,
and they kind of like Nick better.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I tried to trim it up and keep it from getting too ridiculous, but
I like.
What are we gonna do? You really?
Yeah,
that was sweet of you.
It adds a dimension.
Because otherwise you're just this bloated white face. It gives you depth. Get your hair up higher.
Before you even say anything, you're like, you've got a character.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I guess it is what it is.
Sure, why not? Why not? What else is going on with you?
So the girls are back at school.
Yeah, how's that? Are you home by you and Bridget home by yourself now?
Well, during the day, for like 4 or 5 hours. But
I haven't been alone for 4 or 5 hours in a fucking year.
You're alone now. You can do whatever you want. We won't tell.
In my garage. This is my garage.
Yes. No, I won't tell anybody what you do right now. I don't want to see it. I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I'm also eating beef jerkies.
What are you, sponsored by Slim Jim?
They are.
What happened?
What are these? Are these Slim Jims? No, they're Jack's Links. I don't like to bring up places that don't sponsor us, but
Jack's Links, you're really hoping for
I'm eating Jack's Links
for a cardboard box of meat to show up at your doorstep one day.
Yeah, so that's the latest thing. I'll get up in the morning. don't want to get breakfast. And I'm just like, no, I'll just eat one of these. And then I realized some of them are they're called like fire hot, and I didn't realize that. So I bit into it, and I was like, son of a, because the only
And it's
time
really hot.
my kids see me cry is when I eat like hot peppers.
And
I eat a lot of hot peppers. I don't know. I'm just a glutton for punishment. I also take cold showers. And so I'll eat. I took a bite of this thing and I was like, that is hot. And then I look at it and said, let me see if I can find one here. This is good for the listeners and watchers here. What is it called? Yeah. Wild heat.
Are you really eating these for breakfast?
Yeah, today I did. Well, because I have a routine. So I go in and I take like 16 vitamins. And so, you want to have something in your stomach, and I don't necessarily want to make.
And that thing is beef jerky from Jack Link's.
It's something. So,
is it though? I don't know. That's debatable. Pete, I'm worried.
That jeez, you're gonna make me blow my nose.
Like, listen,
every time you
gotta put something in your stomach, might as well be gin. And then old meat that I found on the ground. It's breakfast. That's what helps that's what boosts the vitamins. It helps with the intake.
So that's happening.
Oh, so this is a limited run series apparently before you have a heart attack, and the doctor is like, what happened?
Knock on wood.
I had totally normal diet of 1,000 vitamins and a rod of meat, a flimsy rod of meat.
Oh.
Oh, geez.
So another thing about Will and I's conversations are that I would sit with him and we would riff and talk like we are now. And when I get going, I start to tear, and then I have to blow my nose. So throughout this, there's going to be times when
there's going to be moments where you're going to have to blow your nose.
You'll see a grown man cry as he opens up about who he is.
Yeah.
And shares it with the universe or the 12 people that watch this thing.
So that's breakfast is a Slim Jim, a Jack Link.
Yeah,
what's
kidding.
lunch like? I don't even know. Like a pack of like Star-Kissed fruit snacks.
No, it's just Marlboros.
It's chewing tobacco that I swallow.
Yeah, exactly. I do a carton of Marlboros, and then some CBD, and then go to bed.
Yeah.
No, yesterday, what was it? I have, because my favorite snack is to put a very hot jalapeno on a premium cracker, and then cheese. And then, melt it. So I had that after an egg McMuffin yesterday.
Peter. Wait, I don't know what
listen.
What's a premium cracker? Is a premium cracker a brand name of cracker? Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. All right. Yeah. Okay.
But
I was like, how premium is this cracker?
It's not premium. It's like $3 a box.
The top of the line cracker.
I grew up on them and I love them. They're my favorite.
Sure, yeah. Saltines are amazing.
But now I'll preface this with, I love my wife. It's not her fault. But she'll go and get the kids, and on her way home, she'll be like, do you want a egg McMuffin? I'm like, come on. I've gained 20 pounds. I'm telling you, one of my toes isn't right. I think I've got diabetes. She gave me the sugar blood.
How is that possible with such a bulletproof diet?
Yeah, that she's like, but so do you want one or not? Well, yes, of course I want one.
Of course I do. I haven't in quarantine. My diet I had a very good diet before quarantine.
Yeah.
Like, we worked at NBC Universal. They have a beautiful commissary. So even
Me
lunch
too.
was like,
Same thing.
yeah, lunch was like grilled chicken and like asparagus and spinach. And like, that's what I ate every day. And then dinner would be something comparable. And then since we've been home, lunch is kind of like, whatever I can find, whatever,
Well, we get bored.
It's definitely
all
not,
the
it's definitely
same
not that.
stuff. Because we do have, we kind of stick to some sort of routine, but
Yeah.
I mean, you just get bored.
Oh yeah. Oh, very, like
What do you
I
have
have
tonight? Chicken breast or salmon, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this is the thing about me is I have no sense of smell, and so I don't get, like, I don't relate to food in the same way that probably most people do. I mean, I still like, like sweet stuff, obviously, like anybody would, but I can eat the same thing for days at a time and be like, yeah, this is just what I eat. This is totally fine. My wife, after like 3 weeks of, which is like probably being gracious.
Egg whites with spinach in them.
After
She's
me,
like,
like,
that's it.
because
I'm done.
I make like 5 dishes, and like she makes, she can cook really well, but she's working all the time. So I can make a few things, and they're pretty good, but we were eating them all the time. And after 3 weeks, she was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't stuff this stuff down anymore. I can't do it.
I'm force feeding myself a banana as a snack every day. I have an apple at 5. This is ridiculous.
This is disgusting.
I don't want egg whites.
Yeah, it's like breaded chicken
omelets.
cutlets. She was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But I cookies, like I've been eating a lot of cookies. And now that it's Girl Scout cookie season, it's like, wait, there's so many of them in our
the
house.
problem is, yeah, but
it's like you're eating nothing. You eat like a sleeve of Thin Mints like it's nothing.
I think we talked about this the last episode, but my daughter's a Girl Scout, and we kind of give up on it because we don't even know how to give it to anybody. We won an award last year for how many we sold, because we just set something up out in front of the house and sold all the cookies, and we just kept having to refill them. But now this year you have to go online, and I mean, unfortunately for me, this isn't something I have any idea about. I don't know how to do it, and Bridget's working, so we're like, I don't know. If you want cookies, just ask us and we'll give you a link.
You don't know how to do what? Put them on, like put a link on like Instagram or something?
Well, I'm not on any of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I got a buddy who lives up the street who we bought some Girl Scout cookies from them, and they were like, our daughter we thought was like kicking ass. She was selling like a ton of them just by like walking up and down the street. And it turns out like one of the kids in their brownie group, mom is like a famous comedian or something like that, who just like tweeted the link out to all of her followers and was like inundated with like thousands of orders of Girl Scout cookies. They're like, how are we supposed to compete with this?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to send out 4 boxes. So now I got to pay for the other 57 that I got here in the living room. Because we can't give them back. Like, what are we doing?
Right, you're gonna have to eat them, Peter. I'll tell you, when they're going in, it doesn't even feel like anything.
Yeah. I'm as bloated as I get. But I guess for 44 is not too bad. That's my
no. You look good. You look good for 44. You look good for any age.
Oh, shut up.
30, probably not like 29, but
no.
If I met a 29-year-old who looked like us, I'd be like, oh, it's been a rough life.
Yeah, my lighting's giving me a little bit of Trump. Oh, well, that's pretty good.
It's tough. It's tough with the work from home situation. Being like a professional director of photography, a person who lit celebrities, like the biggest celebrities in the world on some of the high-end cameras.
Yeah.
And then to go home and realize that you're just using a shitty Mac FaceTime camera. It does all kinds of weird shit, in and out of focus, adjusts lighting by itself. Who can tell?
I look like I'm wearing lipstick. What's going on?
I just assumed that you were wearing lipstick.
No. Yeah, they're just chapped. So did you see that it was hailed over here yesterday? Do you see any of that?
I did see some of the hail. That's crazy. The world is.
We're coming
apart
from Los Angeles, and that doesn't happen ever. I bought this house maybe 15 years ago, 16 years ago, and I've never seen hail, and it hailed. So I went out and checked the cars to make sure it wasn't making dents in my cars.
Did it?
No, yeah, they were too small.
Yeah. That's so weird though. That's so
Did
weird.
it hail over there?
A little bit. Yeah. And then the night prior, it rained so hard that it woke everybody up. It was crazy. It was like a monsoon. I assume. I don't know. I've never been in a monsoon before, but it felt like if that had continued on for multiple hours, like you were in a hurricane or something like that, like everything, like the streets would have flooded and it would have been a real disaster. But I don't know, man. My mom and my sister and her family live in New Jersey, and they were just, like we saw what happened with Texas, right? Like blanketed in snow. And then in New Jersey, it was snowing like 8 inches, almost like once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. It was like, oh, we can't even leave the house. It's fucking snowing again. It's crazy.
Yeah. My sister-in-law lives in Houston, and she lost her power, and they had to go sit in their car. I think we talked about that already as well. And they were just sitting in the car for heat because of all that stuff. And then what's his name got a bunch of shit for going to Cancun, which
Ted Cruz.
If you're by yourself and just a nobody like you and I, going down to Cancun for that would be fine. But you're in charge. Probably not a good idea.
If the people of a state elected you to take care of them in some way, shape, or form, yeah, it's probably not a great look to bounce out of there and be like, oh, especially if you'd been like, I don't know, kind of a dick about people coming to the border, crossing the border for a better life. And then to go like, oh, I don't like it here right now. I'm leaving.
And then come back with a mohawk.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's cutting your hair, dude?
Oh God. Yeah.
I was cutting my own hair. I've got I went and I bought one of those really jazzy ones.
You mean a Flowbee?
No, if they sold them, it's like trying to get a Wii. I bought 2 Wii, the Wii, Nintendo Wiis, and I had to return both of them. They both showed up broken. I was like, you sons of bitches. And so a Flowbee, I'd love a Flowbee, but no, I have to, I go from like a 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4. This is riveting.
You just do this with clippers? You do this with clippers?
Yeah, just yeah.
Oh,
because
wow.
My barber, I went into my barber's place, and my neighbor across the street, he went in there, and it was when they weren't supposed to be open, but he had opened, and so you'd call ahead, and he'd say, hey, come in at this time. And so my neighbor across the street was in there, and some guy walks in, takes his mask off, and then takes his shirt off. So he's like sitting there shirtless.
What?
And he's like, what are you doing? And so when I walked in there, some guy came in and he took his mask off, and I was like, I said, sorry, man, I'm not coming back until this thing's over. What are we doing? We're stuck in this small space together. I don't know who that asshole is.
Yeah, he's not wearing a shirt or a mask.
Yeah, I'm not. This isn't.
No, that's not good.
Health.
No.
If for any other reason, I wouldn't do that if he walked in and took his shirt off and this wasn't happening, I believe.
If I were anywhere other than like a pool or the beach or I don't know, like a sauna somewhere, like at a spa or something,
some guy's nipples,
and somebody just rolls in and just like shirt off, I'd be like, I gotta go. This doesn't fly at the grocery store.
I don't want to see any guy's nipples.
Nobody rolls up to Bank of America to deposit their check and goes, shirt off.
I'm killing it. I'm taking out $1,000.
Yeah, that's always a sign. To me, anytime I've ever been accosted by a shirtless person, it's been like the streets of Hollywood at like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I might get my ass beat by somebody who is on a substance.
And even
I got to
that,
get out of here.
yeah, but even that is more acceptable because you're like,
Oh, well, yeah, that's
I can
true.
see what's going on here.
I was afraid for my life, but I wasn't judging the guy. I was like, I'd get punched in the nose, but I don't know. It's, he's not in his right frame of mind right now.
He's like, can I see your nipples?
Yeah.
You're like, no, get away from me.
Get away.
Stop seeing nipples.
Yeah, my wife McKenna's been cutting my hair, and
it looks good.
I haven't showered. It would not look good if we were in person. You'd be like, what the fuck is going on with your hair? But
that's great.
Well, thank you. But
my same thing. It is what it is.
Yeah. But I can't wait for like another person to cut my hair. It makes her so stressed out. Because the first time it was like days before we launched the show on Quibi. And so I'm shooting the show from my house and my hair is just like a mushroom it's like I've let it go as long as I could. And I was finally like, you got to cut it. Like it's like, I don't have a professional to wrangle it. It can't just be all over the place on this show. They're so concerned about having premium content. Like if I show up with this, they're not going to be happy. So you got to cut my hair. She was like, we watched some YouTube videos about it. She did it, and the entire time I'm like criticizing her because she's nervous. I'm like, you're not doing it well enough. Do it better. She's like, I don't want to do this at all. And now she's actually quite good at it. And when I said the other day, I was like, man, when I get the vaccine, I'm going to go get my hair cut by a real professional. She was like, why? Really? I thought I was doing a pretty good job. I was like, I didn't mean to offend you. No, I just thought you didn't like doing it and we have to clean it up ourselves and it sucks.
And the amount of money you're saving.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I mean, even though, I could probably get it done for, I could go to Rudy's and get it done for $20 and it would turn out pretty well, or 25.
Well, that's you and I have a very similar haircut,
right?
Like it's,
but part of the
number 2 and 3 on the side and blend it into something longer on the
side. Part of the benefit of my previous job, which was being on air for E, is that there were people to handle that for me. And I haven't paid for a haircut since 2012.
Yeah. You just pissed off a lot of people.
I'm not going to say that it's not a perk of the job. It absolutely was. It was an incredible perk. And they weren't just like any Joe off the street or anybody. Yeah, they were very talented people. So
if I looked more like you, I would have sat in on one of those, been like, okay, just a little bit off the top here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was amazing. And now I'm going to have to go back and, cycle through people to find somebody that I like for $40 or whatever. $20. I don't even know. I sound like that
Supercuts.
Lucille Bluth on
like Mitt Romney. How much
could a haircut possibly cost? $300?
$17 for milk? I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. What are you asking me these questions for?
I got
my dog on the top of my car.
Oh God. Yeah. So that is the number one thing that I'm looking for. Not the number one thing, but it's up there. It's up there. Getting a haircut.
Yeah, I was talking about the vitamins. I'm taking so many fucking vitamins. I don't.
How many vitamins are you taking?
Hey. No, but seriously.
Oh no. So sorry. I thought that was a joke.
No. I'm just changing the subject. Very easily. There was a transition there.
Mm-hmm.
From haircut to vitamins, because the vitamins that I'm taking actually my hair's growing quicker, my toenails are growing quicker, and all that kind of stuff because there's like biotin and all that.
I knew it. I was going to guess. What is it? Biotin?
Yeah. Yeah, you're an asshole.
Then I seriously knew that. I seriously knew that. Oh, Peter, you don't work at E for as long as we have and not pick up a thing or two.
Well, that's the thing. So through all the years of working, I was 22 years there.
Yeah.
All the cosmetics and all the things that you've learned over the years, and learning what an empire waist is for women's jeans or whatever
Sure,
it
yeah, of
is, and
course.
bras and cosmetics, and eyeshadows,
Oh God, wait, did
a
we have to
smoky
do
eye.
did you and I
Oh,
have
you
to
and
do
I did the bra
the
thing.
bra fitting?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that was brutal.
Oh my God. That shit would never fly now.
So
That would never fly.
well, I
It
mean,
barely flew back then in like what, 2011, 2012, something like that. I think it was before I was
maybe
working on camp. Maybe it was
yeah,
maybe it was later.
no,
I definitely didn't do it on
you were
camera.
producing at that point, but the yeah. So Will and I
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's making my heart,
and
my
Dan,
heart beat hard.
we had to go, and our assignment was to go and light and shoot these women being fitted for bras.
It was called a trendy segment, right? Like trendy, how to know if your bra fits or something like that.
Yeah, whatever it may have been. And all of us are just walking in. Nobody's saying anything to each other because we all just know this is going to be awkward as shit.
Yes.
And so we go in, and these poor women, and it's like oversized women bras is what it turned out to be. So
I think it was just one of them.
No, we have.
I thought there were three models.
There were 3 models, but I've had to do so many
maybe I
things.
have a different recollection, but
well, no, they had to come out and we had to shoot them. But the problem is
in an ill-fitting bra and then in a well-fitting bra. Correct. And then the expert on camera had to talk about, here's how you know it's not fitting well. And we're just like,
but here,
so they're pointing out
how can at least turn how around.
It doesn't fit.
You and can turn around during it. Oh. Whereas I've now got to do close-ups of this woman's bra,
right, and it's not fitting well.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's just I can't. You know what? That brings up so many different things. I had to shoot stuff for Howard Stern back in the day, and I'd go to porn stars' homes, and I'd be lighting and doing all that stuff, and she'd just be naked, changing into something, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable. Yeah, we went to vagina rejuvenation shoots. And I don't know, not one.
I don't know that I ever did one of those, but
no, you didn't do it, but we had to do it.
Yeah. No. I'm fully aware.
So it's so uncomfortable. And some guys are obviously gonna be like, oh, that's awesome. It was not. It's not. No, it's not awesome. It is so uncomfortable. The women, you have to be extremely respectful of the environment and all those kind of things. And so, we do the best we can in that scenario, but there's so many things that we've done over the years that it's decades of this stuff where you just learn how to have a very respectful conversation with a person that's,
this is now just coming to me.
Situation.
I don't know if this was you or not, but I had to do an interview with Kristen Ritter, who was from, I think that's her name, right? Kristen Ritter from Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, and then Jessica Jones, but way a long time ago. Okay. I don't remember maybe it was just before Don't Trust the Bee.
I don't know.
And we were doing some sort of
I might have.
We were doing some sort of Valentine's Day shoot at like some boutique or something like that. And they were like, at the office, they were like, she's going to try on Valentine's Day lingerie. And I was like, okay. And then we get there, she's like going through, and they're like, she and the person that set the shoot up were going through and picking up stuff. And I was like, you're not going to do like lingerie, are you? And they were like, no. Why would you ask that? I was like, I don't know. I just checking. I'm just checking to make sure that we weren't going to have a problem. But it was like this thing that they told me at the office that was going to happen. And then when you get there, it was like, oh yeah, of course, this like, this like, I guess like up and coming, or maybe she even was a name at that point, is not going to try on lingerie for a fucking camera.
Well, that was the thing all the time.
But it's like mortifying moments like that. They're just like, oh God, is this really what I have to do?
Supposed to talk to somebody didn't talk to them. And then the biggest issue for me always was something would become exposed, or someone was sitting in a situation, and it was incumbent upon me to say,
Let them know.
not, but I would try to get somebody's attention,
Yeah.
like, hey, this is
There's,
what's going on,
we
because
can see a
I
thing.
feel like it's creepy, but then it's even creepy, like, but that's my job. Like, I have to
Yeah.
make sure that what we're
Right.
capturing isn't capturing something that she wouldn't want to air, and we wouldn't be able to air it if that's what's
Exactly.
happening.
Because if you're doing a
So-
shoot about like whatever, mini skirts, and the young woman that's modeling them is exposed in any way, you bring that back to the office and they're like, hey, we can
Why
see
didn't you
her.
say anything?
We have to blur this now. Why didn't you say anything? And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Because it's mortifying.
Yeah. And it's, I'm
And so you got to let them know. And plus it's like, they don't want it. They don't want it on camera. You got to, you've got to do it, but it's just the thing that you've got to find a way to not be a fucking creep about it.
So, yeah. So I would always just at least try to find, if they had a representative, get their attention, and just, and not even say, but just like indicate.
Yeah. Can we
We've
just
got a
get, and like
situation
all of the gentle words, can we just give her a quick once over? Can you just kind of look her up and down just to make sure that everything's in its place?
Yeah.
Can you do, I'm just going to like go check something on my camera real quick. And then you just check her, and then we'll come back and we'll meet back up and we'll shoot the rest of this.
Because the discomfort that nobody knows unless they're in this industry is that I had to see it happen, and so now I got to fix it, and so now they know that it's just this, and that's just my wheels turning in my own head, but I do have to do something about it. Like, if you have one of your balls hanging out and I'm shooting you, I'm gonna have to tell you your ball's out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've done like Chippendale stuff, and you've almost had your balls out a couple times.
Almost very close.
We just tilt up
this far, this close to being totally exposed in the library, in the e-library forever. And then somebody who's going to write and cut the piece has got to watch it. They've got to be subjected to it, where they're like, is that Will's balls?
Yeah, it's like it's like a homicide detective.
Why do I have to look at this? I'm just trying to write this story.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to see this dead person.
Nobody wants to see it, and nobody wants to pat. It's like, you don't want to. Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, like I said earlier, we've also been in a wildfire where we drove past the police.
Oh, yeah.
We went out into a wildfire, and once you pass the police, you're on your own. And so we went out, and the wildfire is getting closer and closer, and you can't remember your line or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm trying to do the whole script.
I was like, well, the fire's coming over the hill here. Well, and then we had to go the wrong way down the freeway.
Yeah, we couldn't get over. Yeah, that's right.
We couldn't go forward. We had to go back. That was awesome.
I still can't believe we weren't in wrapped e-news vans at that time, right?
No, we were.
Because we were.
Yeah.
You would have to imagine that the police would have been like, hey guys, this is for real media right now. You guys are not prepared for this.
But
none of you are wearing
stuff.
None of you are wearing masks. I was like, when I got home from work that night, I was like, I'm okay.
We all
even after like only being out there for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it was literally coming right at us,
like over the hill.
And not to downplay the damage that did, but we've been in a lot of interesting situations together like that. So bras and forest fires, I mean, that's some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Both uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes. In different ways, for sure.
I like the Christmas marketing things better.
Oh yeah.
Play with toys.
Yeah. Oh, those were so much more fun. God, I let Juliana tase me once with a I don't know, it was like a taser phone case.
Yeah, I shot it.
And she just kept like stabbing me with it. And I don't think that I got a shock. I think it was like the little pointy ends of it just kept sticking into my arm. And I got
Yeah,
home. I just had like,
you're just hitting me with needles.
I like had a row of like just little pock marks because she was just like,
You're like, are we
like,
still friends?
I don't know what's
is that
happening
something?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this
Exactly.
personal? Starting to feel a little personal. But I was prepared. I was prepared to like get tased and fully like lock up and go down.
Well,
And that
that's what
didn't
we were
happen.
hoping for.
Yeah, and that didn't happen. I had to like psych myself up for like a whole day. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then at some point, something in my brain was like, you'll do that.
Yeah, you got to do it. What
You'll
are you
do
gonna
it. You'll do it. Well, you're not gonna do it. Of course,
Yeah.
you're gonna do it.
Your friend gets a BB gun. you put on jeans. You get shot with a BB gun.
And you get shot. That's just the way it is.
Figure it out. And sometimes
Yeah.
it lives there for the rest
If
of your
I
life.
wind up getting a concussion and a broken nose, like that's just something I'm gonna have to deal with.
Oh man, the crazy. Oh geez.
I know. And now that like I'm officially at the end of my time there, I've been looking back through photos and yeah, oh my God. I think we were so fortunate in so many ways. It was a job, right? Which, we're
It's a
grateful
job
to
that
have
nobody can get
for such a long time.
for sure.
And then it was sort of a rarefied job. It was a job that like not a lot of people had, even though there are, tons of media outlets, big and small now, people who do like, extra or access or ET, like, they kind of do that stuff. A lot of other places don't get the opportunities to do the kind of stuff that we got to do.
Well, just in the country, I mean, just within your job and my job, we knew everybody that did our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We knew, because how large it seems, it's very small.
Yeah.
And maintaining relationships with the people that have the same kind of situation that you do is very important. Just because we're in such close proximity and sometimes in some places, and we're visiting the same sets, we're at the same movies, we're doing all the same thing, those kind of things. So yeah, it was great. I spent my entire adult life there.
Same. Me too. Started working there when I was 23.
Yeah.
And now I'm 40.
I'm 44 and I started. So it was 22 years ago. I started there when I was, 44 minus 22. I'm not good at math here. Let's see.
Sorry, I zoned out. How old were you?
I'm 44 now. I was there for 22 years.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious.
I thought you really could do that. And then I was like, oh no, he's struggling with math. Quick, ask him how old he was when he started.
Are you having a stroke? That's pretty easy math there, homeboy.
Yeah. 20. Yeah. Same. Oh, well, I was there for 22 years, but I was there for 19. It probably would have been 19 years, like July.
I got the watch.
I never got any of that stuff.
Well, you didn't make it 20 years.
Even when I was, that's true. This close. That's why I think they really let me go. Was because they didn't want to give me a fucking watch. They're like, nah.
They give you a little gold thing that says NBC on it.
Oh, nice. Look at that. I know. It's
something for the kids when I'm dead.
We worked with Ryan Seacrest a lot. And we did, I did it several times, stand-ups with him. We would shoot parts of the show from remote locations.
Sure.
And I'm specifically recalling the one that we went to do at, what's the Disneyland out here? Right? Disneyland out here.
I went down there. I shot that. Yeah.
And we were like behind the wall. Like nobody, unless you work there, nobody goes behind the walls.
Where the characters went. So the characters would like get ready and like get all jazzed up.
Yeah.
And then they'd open.
I feel like they were online on like a food truck or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, we're like driving past, like in the back roads, past like all the old shit that they had from rides. It was like creepy as fuck.
That was a long time ago.
But
you're like, is that Goofy chain smoking over there?
Yeah. Yes. It was Cinderella. Like,
yeah, without her makeup on, she's been ridden hard and put away wet.
Oh, gee.
That's
It's like some poor 19-year-old girl who like just.
that's a saddle reference.
Oh yeah.
It's like riding a saddle.
Yes. Oh, that's exactly.
It's weathered. It's not a sexual reference. I don't make sexual references. I'm from the South. I went to a lot of rodeos.
We had a lot of saddles. Center. You don't want your saddle to get wet. You want to keep it dry, free from moisture. Back in the barn, oil it.
I worked at a equestrian center, and that's what they would describe. That it's a saddle reference for the horses. And I said that once to somebody out here, and they're like, "Wait, what?" It's like, no. It's not that. So
they have the exact same reaction. Hey man, that's a human being. You can't say that about her.
It's like saying somebody's long in the tooth. It's not saying, and we're talking about Cinderella smoking in the back of Disneyland. Let's get back to the point. None of this was sexual. Yeah, it's a change the subject. Here's my other t-shirt.
Oh, t-shirt of the month. T-shirt of the month. Yeah.
We're gonna have to at least do 35 of these because I've got a ton of these stupid shirts. I don't even know what this one is.
It looks like a hookah.
It does?
It does kind of look like a hookah.
I thought it looked like a Buddha type thing because it has like an eye.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely looks like a hookah. Stand up so we could get.
No.
Just show me the whole thing. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, it definitely looks like a hookah.
Well, one of the other ones I have, it's just like a wave. But it looks like an inappropriate emoji.
Oh.
So we'll wear that next week.
All right, I like it. Excuse me.
Because Bridget, I put it on. Bridget was like, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm like, but that's like the emoji for something inappropriate.
Yeah, exactly. This looks like
I'm not wearing it to work.
Yeah. I'm not wearing this in what's the phrase? Mixed company.
Right.
This is only for the house.
Yeah. Every 13-year-old's gonna be like,
nobody's gonna see it.
Look at that old douchebag wearing something. He has no idea what it is.
Like you have the cops called on you. Or you feel worse. I guess that's not really a thing anymore. People now it's like we take a picture of you, put it on social media, and people just dunk on you for the rest of your life. They turn you into a meme, and that's it. So, yeah, you avoided that.
Oh, you made me blow my nose twice.
Oh, well, look, man, I gotta cut it off because I gotta go wake the kid up.
Wonderful episode.
Nap time is coming to an end.
I get it, and most people won't see this all the way to the end, so it's good if it's a little bit clunky there.
Let's say something nasty about them then. No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, stay till the end. That's the only way we get paid.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah, we have sponsors.
Watch.
Jack's Links. If you like what we're saying.
They might not. Oh, they like that you like them, and then they might not like that I told you that those might kill you.
No, they're good.
I'm sure they're delicious.
They're chock full of vitamins and 1 mineral. All right.
What's the mineral? Arsenic?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.